Boutique Babe Cave.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome back to the second episode of Boutique Babe Cave. I am Haley, and I'm sitting here with my sister Lauren. And we just noticed, I have no idea how we didn't mention this in the first episode, but we are in fact sisters.
Yes.
We are 4 years apart. She is older than I am. Lauren, how old are you?
Ew. I'm not telling everybody.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I'm 28. Do the math.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 33 in a month. Right?
I'm gonna be 29
In 3
a
months.
few months.
Yep.
Anyways,
I forget how old I am all
Yeah.
the time. You're like, how old are you? I'm like 30-ish. Don't know.
still in my younger 20s. But anyways, yeah, so the first episode we really touched on how we started the mobile boutique and kind of like our backgrounds and how we got to opening the business. And so now we're going to talk about kind of throughout the years and how we got to where we are today, which is in a different storefront location, renovated trailer, every year we're trying to keep it fresh.
Yep.
So a lot's happened in the years. I think the last episode we talked about like 6 months after launching the business.
Yeah.
Obviously a lot has happened in the past 6 years.
So yeah, that first 6 months, we were definitely inside hustle culture. We were going to so many different colleges and universities, and we did we do our big markets that year? So we have like steady markets that we've been doing now for the past
At
5
least,
years,
yeah.
that we go to every year, and we pay to be a vendor there along with like at least 100 other vendors. And those are like our big shows of the spring and fall. But that first year, we didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't know where to park. We didn't really know
which markets were even good. Or...
Yes, yeah. So our focus then also was mainly on college girls and the college demographic, because we were right out of college and we were just focused on like junior sizing and a little bit more small but trendy clothes, but that were still affordable. So we kind of grew up shopping at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So opening this business, we've been extremely price conscious of like, would I spend that? Is that worth the money? Is the quality worth it? Blah, blah, blah. So all of that too was a huge factor when we first opened, because we were pricing things, for $20-$30. Everything was under $40. We had nothing over $40 to start.
Our margins weren't great. We were,
Yeah, but now we've expanded so much, so we can talk about that as well. And we'll have a episode 2 where we talk about merchandising and like vendors and margins and all that stuff too. But just to kind of continue onto our first episode, we're just going to keep talking about our last 5 years in business and just like COVID and a couple other things that we wanted to touch on before we like get into the nitty gritty of everything.
Yeah, I feel like when everything really changed, the first, it was only, I guess, 2 years until COVID really hit. Not even that. I want to say like mainly colleges, and then we started picking up those big markets that Lauren was saying, and started figuring out, which ones were worth it, worth the trip. Some of them were like 4 hours away that we would have to drive the trailer. So, like kind of just picking and choosing which ones were,
worth
it for sure. And then,
but this is a trial and error process to all small businesses,
right?
Because you guys will all experience way different things depending on where you are in the country and what big shows look like to you, and if you can even get in. We've had some vendor friends that can't get into certain shows because they're so, like, we've been going there for 5 years and they just can't get in because they're new. And but all of that is something that you kind of have to just like start applying really early and making sure you
once your like
put yourself
business
out
is
there.
More established too. Like I feel like first year we applied for so many that we didn't even get into, so it's like building that like
Rapport.
Rapport and like but our markets are really like, that's one thing that has stayed super consistent. Like we found the good ones. We've made those good connections. We have customers that come back every year and see us, even though we're like 3 hours from the Quad Cities. Those things we probably have about like 4 or 5 a year within a 3-hour radius that are our go-to markets that consistently every year, you know, we can say we're for sure going to.
So if you start a mobile boutique, you will just have to start thinking about these things probably even a year before you launch, and reach out to either other mobile boutiques or other mobile food trucks in your area and see which ones they love and some of their favorite shows. And you can kind of like, you know, work off of that to start your schedule for the following year.
Because oh my gosh, it's insane how you have to, you know, apply for all these markets sometimes a year ahead. So yeah, making sure you're, you know, on top of it. I would agree with reaching out to other people who are in your same category of business, and which again, you know, every market is going to be different for every single business. We've had some markets where maybe we won't do well, but the boutique next to us will kill. You know, it totally depends on the people. Every little detail, you know, matters and depends on, you know, your success for the day. But yeah, I think everything really changed. COVID, obviously. I mean, COVID changed everything for everyone.
Yeah, so we started in 2018 in the fall. So those first 6 months in business were, I mean, incredibly successful because we were, again, hustle mode. We were doing the most. We were going to the most amount of markets we could, and colleges, universities. We did, you know, I mean, 6 figures in 6 months, which was unbelievable to start. We turned a profit right away. All of that was incredible. But then, yeah, so 2019, great. 2020, COVID hit. So, so it was all about pivoting, and that's a huge part of the small business category as well, just being able to pivot. So we're gonna have a couple episodes coming up where we're gonna talk about pivoting in hard times and collaborating and things like that. So that's been super helpful to launch us forward, and we really have had like a more successful year every year by just doing these little things. So we can kind of explain that to you guys and how we reach out to these other businesses that are completely different than ours, but have these great collaborations too.
Yeah, for sure.
But so anyway, 2019 solid, 2020 bad. Pivot to so our online was great.
I was about to say, COVID hit. We did have to close down our storefront, which was our old storefront at the time, so it was a lot smaller. We closed it down for, I want to say, almost 4 months.
Yeah, we did curbside pickup though, so we ran bags out to people if they ordered online.
Yep,
we just had pickup times.
And we did deliveries. But yeah, our online though, I mean, it was, I think May, I want to say, was our best online month in sales that we have ever had, because COVID shut everyone down, you know, so everyone was support small business, go online, you know, like it was incredible.
Yeah.
And then probably a month of that, and I mean, I know it wasn't just us, it was a lot of businesses. The support just kind of, you know, I mean,
dwindled off.
But
then as markets in the fall, it was like required, you had to wear masks, but it was just good that some of the markets were even like happening, because some of them were just online.
Yeah,
so
a lot of them didn't happen.
I was gonna say, it was definitely a rough year for everyone. So that was kind of the nosedive. But then then 2021 was incredible because everyone was so cooped up in 2020 that 2021 has set this extremely high bar for a lot of small businesses out there, and that's why you're now seeing them shut down, because they had such high sales that year, and now they're kind of coming down from that.
And now every month seems, we're like, you know, it's hard to compare. You really can't compare, because we're like, why, you know, nothing's selling as well as it used to, and people had the funds, you know, people were home, I don't know, it was a different time. Yeah, people were cooped up, they were excited to get out, spend money, and treat themselves, and
and then so 2021 was one of our best years ever.
Yes.
Obviously, we were only hoping for the year before that, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was awesome. And then 2022 and 2023, like somehow we just continued to propel ourselves forward, and with sales and our events and being better buyers and working on margins and all these extra things, we've continued to just kind of like grow forward.
And I would say little by little too. I mean, the first 6 months were crazy, go, absolutely killed it, but it's not sustainable, you know.
Right.
Like now in almost 6 years of business, our goals this year, instead of, you know, working as hard as we can and making as much money as we can, it's like saying no to things that, you know, we don't have time for, like spending more time with our family, like Lauren said before, separating business and work a little more, like
just focusing on a little bit more of what's important. But also as a small business owner, you set your own schedule. So like if you don't want to do a market, don't do that market. Like you have flexibility, but also you want to, it's hard because you want to hit sales goals.
You want to grind.
Compare to last year and say we killed it compared to last year. But there's definitely a happy medium, and we'll touch on that again.
Yeah, because I mean, we're still trying to find it, you know, it's hard to balance everything, but also again, like, you know, setting schedules, time management, you know, all these little things help with that.
Yeah, and I have a 3-year-old daughter, which is
fun
insane.
fact.
And I'm pregnant again, and I'm due in 2 months. So in this industry, or in any small business, having a partner in crime is incredibly important. And I know with a lot of the shows we go to, their husbands are their partner in crime, and they go to every show with them. They help them set up, they help them tear down, they bring their kids, and it's like a whole family thing. And so for us, opening as sisters, and we opened our LLC as a partnership, everything's split 50-50. Haley and I do, everything. And then we have Cammie and Annette and Alexis like help us as well. So we're kind of like a very small team, but we've done this because we didn't want to grow too fast. And then we also don't know what our next step is, like franchising, opening another location. We haven't decided, and we haven't quite figured that out. And obviously, as I'm growing a family, it's harder for me. So Haley has definitely been the best partner in crime ever, because she picks up slack where I am struggling.
Thank you. I'm bowing. No, it is really nice having a sister or a partner to help you out, because I mean, there are so many markets we've been to where, you know, all of our boutique friends, it was just them, they're like sprinting to the bathroom or sprinting to get food, and someone's just watching over their booth. I can't imagine doing it by myself. I mean, there's just so many hats you have to wear, and so many little things that, you
could
know,
go wrong,
or
right, or
and do go wrong. So yeah, if you have someone that you trust, I mean, even just to help, you know, they don't necessarily have to be a part of the business, but help you out, you know, like have someone that you can rely on, that, like Cammie, my good friend, I've known her since we were like 3 years old. You know, she's just been,
shout out Cammie.
Yeah, shout out Cammie. She's been helping us forever, and it's just nice to have the extra hands. And now that we are, you know, focusing on growing every year, you know, it's nice to separate tasks. Like you know, you can't do everything. That's one thing we've learned. We cannot do everything. We cannot be on every social media platform. Can't be killing it on every single website out there. You know, like you need to pick and choose where you're getting the most traction from, sales, eyes, and then really focus on that. And that, like we've been saying with everything, is a whole other episode under marketing.
Yeah. And hiring itself is a very difficult thing to do right now. I think after COVID, I don't know, just like hiring is just more difficult. But we're just small, and we've known that we wanted to keep ourselves relatively small, and our mobile boutique is really where our bread and butter is. So I mean, at a market, you don't want to have that many people working, or it gets kind of overwhelming. So like 2 or 3. So one person running the register, one person bagging, one person kind of doing laps inside of the mobile boutique, making sure everything looks perfect, and re-merchandising as things sell out. So all of those little things is great to have, but you don't need to hire someone right away. if you have like family members that will help you out. A lot of our friends' moms have been so important, and our mom too has been amazing in helping us whenever we have big markets. And so definitely utilize your family. You don't always have to pay someone right away to help you start a business, and even getting an intern to help you with like TikTok and social media is awesome, because you can maybe pay them in clothing just off the bat. Just try to build that connection.
We know a lot of places that have done that, and like, yeah, if you can't figure out something, there's always someone who can, and it's like willing to help you too, you know, like, I mean,
just kind of put yourself out there on Facebook and ask for the help.
Yep, for sure, because we've had to do that numerous times, and even small business owners, they've been so open to helping, you know, about like systems or checkout or, you know, anything, technology problems that we've been having, like, just reach out and ask, and people are willing to help, and people have the answers that maybe you can't find. So community is very important.
Yes.
Kind of flopping all over right now, but yeah. And then, I mean, really, I would say, I mean, our storefront. So I was gonna mention, we did move storefronts. We do have a store now that's more than double the size of our last storefront, and it's right across the street. We didn't go too far. That move was very easy. Well, actually, it wasn't that easy.
Just rolling a lot of racks.
Yeah, rolling a lot of racks.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, it could have been way worse, but yeah. So yeah, now with the bigger storefront. So we've been here for a year, and downtown Rock Island has been, like we said in the first episode, really good with working with us for an affordable rent. And so we're just open here in the new space Fridays and Saturdays, but the new space is so nice because it's huge. Like I mentioned, we have like 2,600 square feet. So at the new space, we've been really focusing on classes and different things to like bring people down to downtown Rock Island and see what's down here. You know, like so many people don't even know we're down here or anything about downtown Rock Island. So we're like, we have this huge space. Instead of just saying we're open, we have closed, you know, like, let's have a party. Let's do a Taylor Swift night, or let's do yoga or anything, you know, to entice people to want to come down and have fun and like bring their girlfriends down. We've done candle painting classes.
Yep, 2024 is the year of the classes and the collaborations. Yep. And we've already seen like huge successes with it. So we are going to continue these throughout the year. And that's something we haven't done in the past. So I think pulling back on small events, but focusing on really fun things in store has been a new goal really for us. So as I grow my family, and it's nice to have everything at the store. We have like a little back room where we tag and steam and hang everything, and we have huge fitting rooms. It's super nice. So we're kind of just working with like the beauty that we already have.
Yeah, I honestly, I feel like where we're at now is like we've grown slowly over the past 6 years to a point where we are now just trying to like tweak and perfect all of our systems and things that necessarily like we didn't maybe necessarily do right off the bat on day one of starting a business, things that we need to add on or adjust, you know, like.
And we're gonna obviously get more specific with these because we made some huge mistakes. So in some of our episodes, we will talk about those, and if you're gonna open a mobile boutique, we're gonna tell you what not to do.
Yes.
So keep listening.
Yes.
We can explain some of that.
Yeah, I was gonna mention like one of, just for example, I mean, in today's day and time, we are trying to switch over systems. It's just perfect example of pivoting and doing new things and trying to just stay up to date with everything. So we're in this process of switching our system, our POS system, point of sale, checkout, and it is not fun.
It is not fun.
No.
Nope.
We feel like we're 100 years old.
Yep, I'm 100 years old. I am terrible with technology. I'm only 30. Well, 32 right now.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you and tell you what not to do.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Because it's crazy. But so I mean,
we're we're just trying to kind of help you with this podcast and things that like starting off the business and tricks and tips of just like huge successful things that we've had that you can totally implement in your business too. So all of this will just kind of like help you get a jump on things before, like we just had to figure it out ourselves kind of, and we'll help you kind of get a jump.
Yes, if I had a podcast to listen to that was how to start a mobile boutique, we probably would have saved a lot of time.
A lot of money.
Yes, and I mean, again, these are just things that we've learned in the past 6 years that hopefully doesn't take you 6 years to learn. So, welcome.
Thank you for listening to us.
Yes, and we hope to help out. So, stay tuned for the next episode. We did it!
How long was that?
That one was like, so 250.